My type is basically you have to go to jail, have a felony, but go to jail for some sexy shit. Don't go to jail for traffic tickets. It gotta be like, or like attempted murder.
I'm genuinely asking for advice. Where do I go to find a man? I've tried the golf course, the gym, the coffee shop, the grocery store. I mean, I don't know what to do anymore.
What's your body count?
It's only 43.
That's easy.
Yeah.
Don't ask me mine.
I'm not sure why modern women think that this is something to brag about. I just don't. And they're going to want a man to respect them. Why? You don't respect yourself. I don't get it. These modern women keep on doing things that men have said. You don't have to guess at it. That's what I'm saying. It's not like men are throwing like subtle hints like these modern women. Men are saying exactly what they don't want. It's like you're going into a test and you're trying to study. You're like, man, the professor won't give me the answers. I'm not sure what to study. So I've been studying this here. I've been going over here and looking at this. I'm not sure what to study. So I just studied a little bit of everything. Men continue to tell you exactly what they do and they don't want. And then you still sit up here on the internet and tell men what they don't want. Tell them, not only am I going to do the things that you don't want, you're going to accept that I did them. And then if you don't, I'm going to call you out of your name and I'm going to try to embarrass you.
I think I might die alone, but here's why I'm okay with it. I've basically been single for 27 years, and over that time, I've become super independent and happy and proud of the life I created for myself. I've done everything I wanted to do. I went to grad school. I traveled across the country. I moved to the city I wanted to move to. I got the dog that I wanted. But along the way, I built up a lot of walls and probably became a bit selfish and callous.
Honestly, at least you're accepting it, because this is what men are saying. Modern women continue to say, well, I've got plenty of options. I can do this. I can do that. No, you can't. And this woman shows it's a realization of I have become selfish. I've been doing the things that are counterproductive to an actual relationship. And now I have to accept those things.
Did a guy take you for a first date?
In Dallas?
Anywhere.
I think fly me on a private jet, take me to like Bora Bora or out of the country.
Okay.
And yeah, like plan a whole itinerary, have a whole trip for me.
I am tired of the men that just don't go for it. They're just so scared. They think that they're gonna get rejected when it's like, bruh, like just take a freaking chance.
I want to be approached. I definitely want to be approached. I would love nothing more than a guy to approach me, to have the balls to come up and say, hey, how are you?
The thing I just genuinely do not understand is why guys don't approach girls anymore, like while they're out at the bar. Maybe guys just don't approach me and that's like a personal problem I need to address at a later date.
You need to know that the more you get older, the more difficult it is to find somebody. Especially for girls, you know. It's not supposed to be pressuring, but it's supposed to be advice. I don't think anyone's really told me that.
Yeah, they say it in such a negative way. For example, like there's a saying in Japan that girls are Christmas cakes. Yeah. And after the 25th of December, they're expired. That's so crazy.
I see so many TikToks talking about how being an independent woman is so much better. And it's amazing that you don't have to depend on anyone else. But I'm exhausted. I own my own house. I can pay my own bills. I work full-time 5 days a week. I'm a full-time single mum, and I think it's just exhausting because of how lonely.
And not a lot of men care about this. They just don't care. Not to say that it's not an accomplishment, but y'all wave this flag in too many men's face and men say, that's great, but these are the things that I'm looking for. These are the things that I want. I would much rather X over Y. That's what I would want. And just telling you, this is what I want in the situation. I would prefer A over B. Not saying that B is bad, but if we're going for optimal, I would prefer A over B. Well, now here's the difference between men and women, because women would always prefer A over B. Well, can you take B instead of A if B does X, Y, and Z? Nope. I only want A and that's it. I'm not settling. But men will say, okay, B's not optimal, but I can work with it. And here's how I can fix it. Here's how I can make it work for me to my advantage. Men are usually natural builders. Whereas modern women specifically have nothing to offer. They just want you to come complete everything I want in this package, or I think that I want it, and everything is going to go perfect. I don't have to build. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to do any work. And those types of relationships usually crumble because you haven't put any work in. Modern women expect their relationships to last 40 and 50 years on no work, no maintenance, no nothing. How is that possible?
It can be.
Fun fact, guys are only friends with girls we find attractive.
Is that true? Is that true?
I am a homie hopper till the day I die. I end up with almost all of my friends, and it's the best because afterwards you can just hang out and talk, but then it's not awkward, and then you can just go back to being friends like the next day. And then you can all talk about how great it was afterwards.
Would you rather be with a broke man that loves you so much, or with anything apart from that, or with a billionaire that provides for you but doesn't love you and cheats on you? Billionaire.
You had an issue where your boyfriend, he didn't want you to go out partying and go to the clubs.
Yeah,
you think it's insecure if a guy...
Yeah, I feel like a lot of guys are insecure about like their girls, and they're like worried that like other guys are gonna like make a move or something.
But other guys do make a move.
I mean, yeah, but like
you
it's
can
also
reject
trust.
them.
Yeah.
So they're insecure about something happening that actually does happen, not by them guessing that it's going to happen, but by you saying live on the podcast that it's going to happen. And they're still insecure? Yeah, but you can just reject them. I already know what kind of environment you're going to be in, and I'm trying to help you stay out of that environment, I think is what I'm trying to get across to you. And you act like you don't understand that.
Already just be able to like trust. If you're not truly trusting the person, then why are you with them?
Yeah.
Do you think part of having fun is like going out and like meeting guys? And like as a woman, you know, like you're probably gonna get hit on like.
But it's also a respect thing, like for your significant other. Like when you're in a committed relationship, I feel like the respect factor of it is like maybe you shouldn't go out clubbing and partying and putting yourself in that situation. I don't think it's an insecurity thing for men. I think it's more so a
Exactly, which they don't have any for their man. No respect for anybody but themselves.
respect thing.
Unpopular opinion, but ladies, you want to be submissive to your man. You may not agree with what I have to say, but hear me out before you chew me out. You see, in today's day and age, there is a negative connotation tied to the word submission because we have these bum guys who expect their girls to respect them, let them lead, take authority over everything while still treating them like an object. Those are not the guys that you submit to. That's not what I'm talking about here. But if you think about it, a woman in her feminine energy will naturally want to submit to a man. Why wouldn't you want a man to do his role? Which his role is to protect, provide, lead. A woman's role is to nurture, provide comfort. And when you look at it from this perspective, a healthy submission is mutually beneficial. And people believe that submitting means the man has the final say and that your word doesn't matter, but that's just not the case. True man will value your opinion because it holds weight. I want you to think of submission to a man like the vacation that you deserve. Let him plan the date. Let him pick out the outfit that he wants you to wear.
I have to thank every man that left me. I would have never been alone this long. and really got to know myself. I feel that as young women, we're devoting ourselves to this programming of love. And the truth is, you got to love everything, not the poor guy that you that you decided to hook up with. I have to thank.
This lady is projecting more than a drive-in movie theater. And those aren't tears of joy. Trust me. I get what you're saying. Self-love is important. But I think this is the result of a lot of modern females out there who end up giving their bodies away to men who don't deserve it. This is the end result of said choices. Ladies, be careful. It's wild out there.
said it before, and I've said to men, stop approaching women. Stop it.
I agree.
2023. Stop it. Stop approaching women. Do not go up to them. When you go outside, do not entertain them. Women can let you know if they're interested in you. I don't believe in that one. When a woman's walking past, you should just try to grab. First of all, never touch a woman. That's not your woman. Don't even touch her.
True.
Yeah, well, 2023. This is how you catch a case, right? No, I'm like, what is my advice going to be to men and young men, especially at work? I've said before, do not speak to no women at work, because what Pearl proved is, what one man is creepy, but another man actually is not so creepy, right? It comes to crush, right? But so if a guy moves to you at work and you don't like him, it becomes, workplace misconduct. But if you find him cute, you're not complaining.
I think that it's 100% the women's fault. 100%. Because it's like, all right. You put a piece of meat in front of a tiger, you can't be mad he ate it. You put the piece of meat right in front of him. Now, I know everyone will say, Pearl, don't compare women to meat. But I will. I just did. Now, yeah, because men are in control of relationships. Women are in control of sex. So we pick who we sleep with, men who pick who they wife.
All my life, I've been complaining that no guys like me. Sorry, let me rephrase. No guy that I liked me back. Okay, but tell me why I finally found a guy who liked me back. Wait. I met this guy who I thought was attractive, right? And he also thought I was attractive. And then so I got his IG and we went on dates. Cody's here with me, so it went really well. The dates went really well. We went on several too. But tell me why I didn't feel anything. What is wrong with me? What is wrong with me, Cody? I finally found a guy that liked me back, and I don't like him. Recently learned about attachment styles, and I think I found out that I am a fearful avoidant. A fearful avoidant is when you want intimacy, but you fear it. But a lot of my friends tell me that I just haven't found the right guy. It's okay, guys. I don't believe in love anyways, so I am happily single. I couldn't be any happier. Yeah!
No, it's just that you didn't take character into consideration when you were liking this guy. And y'all went on several dates, and really y'all were just feeding off of, oh man, I'm so enamored by this person's beauty or whatever it was about them that drew you to them. I just categorize it under general attractiveness, general passion to see each other. And once all of that died down relatively quickly, then you found out, oh shoot, we don't have anything in common. That's what you modern women don't be doing, having conversations. Y'all be talking about effective communication. This continues to show that you have none of that.
I need you to forward this to all the women in your life. Ladies, bear with me. One thing that I had to learn about men is that when they are listening to your story, they want the point first. For example, John got fired from work today because he got caught laundering $1 million. Versus, oh my gosh, you know what happened to John today? Because then the time that we go from here, we lost him. This technique guarantees that he's at least in for a good 5 to 10 minutes. He wants to know the drama. He just wants to get to the point. So give him the point first.
My cousin, who is younger than me, is getting married today. Meanwhile, I have credit card debt. I am in a toxic situationship with one of my exes. Last week, I was so broke that instead of getting an Uber to the airport, I had a random guy from Hinge drive me. And this year, I have had chlamydia twice. So far. Happy wedding.
Well, being that I know who you are and I know that your dad makes quite a bit of money, if you hadn't been clowning here on the internet, then it wouldn't be the problem. But because you have been clowning on the internet, calling him out, talking about he left your mom high and dry and stranded, when in fact she was the one who left him, threw him in jail so that he couldn't pay his child support. And then after he got out of jail, she ruined all of his businesses, which is what he found out. So he had to start another businesses now. And he had to do speech writing and all that other type of stuff and marketing and writing books in order to get back to where he is today. I think his name is, he goes by the breakdancing dad. And you've seen him all over Good Morning America. And once she saw that, she immediately started hating, and subsequently rode that all the way to the top to subscribers and followers on TikTok, hating on her father. Her dad, then at that point in time, had to pull out receipts of her constant lies to the point that she, her mom, and her sister just quit talking to him. Oh, don't talk to him. He just continued to tell lies. This man is showing us. I think his name is Ben Hart, actually, showing us receipts of medical stuff that he paid for, college stuff that he paid for, child support, all of these things that he paid for. But you're having problems. You're having troubles. You're having credit card debt. Like I said, had you been acting like you have some common sense, maybe he could have helped you. But once again, modern women just continue to put themselves in the worst situations. Talk yourself out of good stuff happening to you, talk yourself out of relationships, and wonder why you got here.
One man ask you on a date, and then as soon as you be like, oh, like, where are we gonna go? They'd be like, I don't know, up to you, wherever you want to do. You ask me on a date. Now you want me to plan it? You want me to open the doors too? You want me to propose to?
Nice guys are mostly misogynists covered. They lack self-awareness enough to understand that they're not actually nice.
They're kind of being manipulative by concealing their actual intentions.
They're literally girl bossing, gatekeeping, gaslighting. Like, that's what they're doing.
The truth is, when you're dating a girl that's very, very independent, she's probably always going to say no anytime you ask her, does she need anything? And as toxic as you may think that is, we all have our baggage. And then when you are in a relationship, you work through that trauma with that person if that's the person that you decided to be with. So if you want to help her to stop being so prideful in that sense, and yes, she needs to be working on her trauma too if she is overly independent. I have to say things for clarity. But anyways, if you feel like you want to do something for her, just do it. Take that initiative, because when she sees you taking that initiative, it'll make her more comfortable and more trusting, and she'll feel like she can depend on you a little bit more. And just for clarity, independence is not a bad thing. It's a good thing. But too much of anything can become a bad thing.
What you didn't include in there is that you need to do it to her specifications, how she would usually do it, exactly to a T, or else it's not valid. That's what you forgot.
Stop getting with broke men. Stop it. Stop it now. Oh, but he's really nice to you, and he listens? Oh, the Cheesecake Factory's not a date. Oh, he only lives with his parents because he's saving money to buy an apartment. Okay. Stop it. Stop. He asked you to split the bill, and you agreed.
I feel like a big misconception that guys have is that if you are a pretty girl, that you are so preoccupied with so many men because you have so much love interest coming at you. I went on a date with a guy and he was like, oh, your inbox is probably flooded from guys that try to ask you out and hit on you. But the thing that guys need to realize is that women don't want to be for everybody. If they like a guy and they're trying to show interest in them, they're probably liking them and maybe a couple others if they're single and trying to date and see what's out there. But they're not entertaining everybody. Especially for me, there's a small select amount of men that I would actually consider. So even if my inbox is flooded from messages, which it isn't, I wouldn't be entertaining all of it.
Yeah, but I think what most modern women neglect to mention is that there are things that they probably should be entertaining, which they don't because they think that they're above it.
A man recently told me that no man has ever looked at a woman and gone, she's hot, wish she had longer eyelashes though. And I kid you not, I've been thinking about this for like 3 weeks. Like, he's probably not wrong, but for the sake of the eyelash industry, we cannot let this get out. I know people that spend $500 a month getting their eyelashes done. There are kids that will starve if this industry collapses. But this man has just blown my mind.
I have shared my husband with 16 people so far this year. I actually think I'm obsessed. I actually think I can't get enough. That's how obsessed I am. If you told me 12 months ago that I was going to be sharing my husband with multiple women, I would have been like, no, that's a lie. So apparently it's not. And apparently it's a new thing that I just can't get enough of. And the funny thing about it is I am the one that is obsessed. Like, my husband's like, yeah, cool, like, whatever. I'm like, no, this is a good idea. Like, we should go do this. We should go do this. Oh, I've met her. We should go do her. And he just comes along for the ride, and I absolutely love it. I'm pretty sure I enjoy the girls more than what he does. I mean, he's the bonus, but
I definitely enjoy it a lot more. And the cool thing is, what we do for work, we obviously film it. Not all of them. We've had ones that we haven't filmed because it's just been us in our element. But we've filmed most of them, which is really cool because we get to share that. And we get to watch it back over and over and over, which is really cool. But I still just can't get enough. I still feel like that we're like always on the prowl for the next person. And now I'm kind of wondering, like, have I opened up a can of worms? Like, will this get worse? Will it ever stop? Who knows?
Yeah, this is just a weird pastime. It's no different in the way that women love to share things, just in general. And this is just some weird way that she's like, oh man, I need to get out of my own insecurity, out of my own head. I think based on the way that she's talking, she's in some type of industry, filming stuff. So, I mean, this is just the next level, just the next evolution of what she wants to be as an adult entertainer, right? So it's not really, that big of a deal for her, right? But this is just the mindset. This is her blending her worlds together. Like, oh man, I want to be secure in myself, quote unquote, to have another woman sleeping with my husband. And I'm going to do it over and over again just to prove to myself that, he's so great. Let me share him with you. And along the way, I'm going to pick up friends and we're going to share this whole entire thing. And yeah, it is going to get worse because you're going to want to say to yourself, well, this was really great. Why not? Let me try this over here. Because with a mind like this, it never tends to stop. It's just, what's the next worst thing that I can do? Like that Phillips lady or whatever her name is that messed around with 100 dudes. Now I'm talking about, oh, I want to do 1,000. It only gets worse because this is the way that modern women think, right? So you just answered, basically, you answered your own question. But if you didn't know the answer, then there it is. It is going to get worse.
I should pay all the bills.
No, thank you.
No! Why not? Are you broke?
Why should I pay for everything while you save all your money for yourself?
Just say you're not a provider.
Reverse psychology really is something, isn't it?
If I'm going to give you my love, then you need to give me your soul in US dollars, minion.
Well, wouldn't you also be getting my love in return?
Who cares? I can get other guys.
And I can get another woman with high value and self-respect.
Wow, I'm going to text you in 2 months saying I was wrong about everything, so be ready.
Go away.
And choose Wonder Bread women over you. And when I say Wonder Bread, I'm just talking about girls who are a bit more plain, a bit more basic, average. And you, on the other hand, are like a divine French croissant and you're confused. You're like, I don't get it. Why are you going for Wonder Bread when I'm right here? There are 3 reasons why this happens, and I'm going to tell you exactly what they are. Starting with reason number 1, Wonder Bread is cheaper, okay? You get a lot more value for basically half the price of a croissant. And even though some men might appreciate the way you look, they are going to choose Wonder Bread because she doesn't require as much money or time to impress. Which brings me to reason number 2. Wonder Bread will change herself for a man. A croissant will not, okay? Wonder Bread will become a grilled cheese, an avocado toast, a PB&J, any day of the week, depending on what he wants. A croissant, on the other hand, it's kind of like take it or leave it. As in, you might not be as willing to compromise or change your lifestyle for a guy. And the third reason is Wonder Bread is less maintenance, okay? Wonder Bread, you break it apart, there are no crumbs. With a croissant, a lot of crumbs, and some guys honestly don't want to deal with it. But here's the thing, the people that like croissants love croissants, and they don't even look at Wonder Bread. So don't try to change yourself, but instead embrace all of your flaky French layers because the right person is gonna adore them.
But this is not really just a croissant, is it? It's more like people like croissants. Okay, I love a croissant, right? Burger King sells like little croissant witches, and you can go to any donut shop and they'll give you a croissant of some sort. So people like croissants, right? That's not the issue. It's when you say, okay, I'm going to add a little bit on a croissant. Are you you're adding bacon? No, it's not going to be bacon. Oh, a lot of people like bacon. Well, I'm going to add spinach and feta. There's a lot of people that like spinach and feta, but not too many are going to like it on a croissant. Okay, so you're going to add spinach and feta on a croissant. Then you're going to add I don't know, some cranberry, something like that. Sounds great. Awesome. But all the time you're adding on this stuff, you're cutting out your pool of people that would like your product. And eventually, if you keep on adding on stuff, then nobody's going to want your product. Like nobody at all. It's going to be darn near impossible to find somebody that will buy your product, and you're going to end up going out of business. Which when we translate that example to modern women, they're going out of business because they keep on adding on and layering stuff that nobody wants. I'm strong, I'm independent, I don't need no man. I have an education, I have a job. This is fantastic. This is excellent. Awesome. But nobody's asking for that. Nobody needs that, right? Well, you don't think that you need that. This is the thing that you didn't know that you needed. I don't need it. I've seen it. I've tried it. I don't really need it. It's fantastic. Actually, it will help me if used correctly, but these are the things that I need. So they go for the Wonder Bread, right? Because you can put a whole bunch of lunch meat on it. It works with a whole bunch of different things. It's, like you said, malleable. It can do a whole bunch. You can have grilled cheese. You can have grilled cheese with ham, BLT. You can do a whole bunch of things. You can toast it, avocado toast. There's multiple uses for the Wonder Bread, for the regular bread that you buy off the shelf. Multiple uses for it. But these modern women try to make themselves so niche that when nobody comes to them and buys their product, they wonder why. I'm so unique. I'm so special. I'm set apart. That's fantastic, but we don't really need that. We don't really need that. Not to say that you're not an important person or you're not a good person, but once again, men don't need that. So you're selling yourself to nobody. It's not even selling yourself to the wrong market. You don't have a market. A market doesn't exist, and it never will exist because men continue to say the same. Oh, well, men are going to... No, they're not. Functionally speaking, to the core speaking, no, they're not going to evolve because biology doesn't really evolve. Not at all. It doesn't. Men stay the same in the things that they value. Women stay the same in the things that they value. So if a man is coming out of his shell to say, okay, let me give you this, but then you say, no longer do I value nurturing. I actually value having a job, and not just having a job, working that job and nothing else. And so when a man was saying, well, I would really like to have some kids, I'll give them to you, but I really don't want them, and I'm not going to take care of them. Well, I'm looking for somebody that's kind of better at me than nurturing because I'm not really good at nurturing. I can be a nurturer if I need to, but you're more suited to that. No, I want your role, right? So it's hard. It's hard for you guys to get a man is all I'm saying. And it's going to be hard for you to sell that croissant because nobody's going to want it. With all of the things added on, nobody's going to want it, period. If you do a bacon, egg, and cheese croissant, men will like that. They'll start looking at that. Oh man, that's great. That's fantastic. They'll start buying that. But you guys are trying to do weird stuff with the croissant and expect a man to like it. It's like, maybe not, right? Oh, you should like it here. Open your mouth. You go, let me stuff it down your... No, come on. Pause, by the way. Don't try to force feed men, basically is what I'm saying. Don't try to force feed men stuff because you don't want to change and be open to what men actually want.